Hi guys, Richard and Daryl here.
Alright.
So we wanted to do a couple things today. Every year we do a bumper music to have a little bit more music on the channel, and we hadn't done that this year. I don't even know if we did it last year. I can't remember.
Everything blends together.
Maybe. Yeah. So today I have this Crate Turbo 6212 turbo valve, all tube, and it's got some issues, which you could probably hear during that opening.
Yep.
It's incredibly stupid loud. We got it on 2.5 right now, and when I turn up the volume on the guitar all the way, it makes Daryl poop his pants.
We're done it 3 times.
Yeah. So we're going to record some bumper music, and I am going to... Hear it? It's doing weird things. I am going to replace all the tubes in this guy as well as the speakers. See if that fixes it. If not, I'll probably have to take it somewhere.
Or, just hear me out. Power Price Gotcha! Look, it's fixed.
I don't think it's fixed.
Can't compels you.
So yeah, this is the clean at halfway volume on the guitar.
And there it goes. Bye-bye.
If only the power of Christ would keep compelling it. It's got a nice reverb on it, but it adds noise, of course. And let's see if we can do some distortion. I'm kind of scared to...
I mean, it sounds like it's already on distortion. Let's roll with it. We just want to have a little bit of fun.
I'll turn the guitar up. Yeah, it's definitely got some treble to it for sure.
Oh, no doubt. That is loud.
And some volume, and it's. Like
I love it.
We don't have it up very loud, but I'm hoping some of these issues could be fixed with a tube. So that's probably long enough for that. Let's get into our bumper music, and then we'll come back and interesting. That's weird. Huh. It's not shielded very well. That's one thing I could say. Cause, yeah.
There it goes. Just shoot myself again.
Don't touch things!
We're going to have to cut now. I have to go change my pants. For the 4th time.
Yeah, Daryl's probably got to go home. I'm going to change the tubes and stuff out before I record more with it. But we'll come back later and see how it sounds once I do that.
God, that was so loud that I shit your pants.
That's what that is. Alright, we'll see you guys later. Golly, I shit your pants. We shit each other's pants. Okay, so I did some looking around in here. It's actually got a 16 ohm set of speakers, two 16 ohm speakers running an 8 ohm load together. My speakers that I was going to replace it with, I have a pair of Eminence Texas Heats. Unfortunately, they're each 8 ohms, and that would put a 4 ohm load on here, and I don't want to do that. So we'll just be replacing the tubes, and hopefully that'll clean up some of this mess it's got going on. So this amp has 4 12AX7s, one 12AU7, and two 6L6s for power. So we're running Mullard 12 AX7s in all our preamp stages. For the reverb driver, we are running a JJ's because, you know, the reverb, you don't have to be so serious about the tone on that, and this was like $10 cheaper than another one of these. And some groove tubes, 6L6 GTs. The reasoning behind those is because I had a Crate Blue Voodoo BB120H, so it was the head. I used to use that live, and I tried a bunch of different power tubes, and for whatever reason, the groove tubes made that amp sound better to me. It sounded like it smoothed off some of that high end somehow. So I got another set to go in this guy. But yeah, this thing actually can auto bias for ELs as well, so that's kind of cool. So let's get these put in and get on with recording. So the first thing I'm doing, I'm going to push the little metal over to the side a little bit, pull down, get rid of these 6L6s, get them out of the way. So whenever you have a tube amp, generally speaking, you have your V1, which is your amp, your tube closest to your input, and then your, in this case, V5, which is the tube closest to the power transformer. And in this amp, the V4 position, so this guy here, should be the 12AU7. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So that's the 12AU7. So that is where we will install our 12AU7. Alright, 12AU7 in place. I am going to go ahead and pull all the... I'm kind of doing this by feel. It's like hard to see for me here. Gonna go ahead and get all the 12AX7s pulled. This one being the most difficult to reach, so let's do that first. This is our lovely new Mullard 12AX7. This is what is going in all the other positions in the preamp section. There's a debate on whether or not to use the tube shields. A lot of people aren't sold on them, but I figure they came with the amp, so I'll use them. Some people say they contribute to overheating tubes, which this guitar amp does not seem super hotly biased anyway. So I don't think that's a problem, and it may even be more desirable tone-wise to get them a little hotter. Alright, let's get our new 6L6s in. You guys never be afraid to retube your amp as long as you know what you're doing, as far as make sure you get the right kind of tubes and you're careful when you're putting them in there. Don't hurt the glass. Don't bend the pins. You should be good. There are some people who don't like getting skin oil on their tubes. They're afraid it's going to make hot spots on the tubes and that it's going to cause their tubes to crack. But that has never happened to me. So I'm not too worried about that. But if it happens, I'll let you know. I do normally wipe them off though. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and let this guy warm up with the new tubes in it for 30 minutes or so before I play anything on it. Just for, you know, why the heck not. And then we'll do some recording and see how she sounds. Okay guys, so this amp has no business being as loud as it is. I don't have the foot switch, so pardon the noise, but this thing is ridiculously loud. probably sound better, but I'm currently in the same room with it, and it is on 2.5, and it is just too loud already. Yeah, but it sounds way better with the new tubes. The problem on the clean channel where it was fading in and out a little bit is still occurring, and I figured out, I took it apart and cleaned it and figured out that the first potentiometer, the volume, is actually shorting, so there's only certain spots where it sounds like nice and solid like it's supposed to. Other parts are sort of shorting in and out, so I'm going to have to replace that. But I paid $115 for this 2x12, so tell me what you guys think of it. This Turbo Valve 6212. I hadn't heard of it before I saw it pop up, so yeah, I'm going to keep playing around with it, and look for our bumper music video coming out soon. Thanks, guys.
This is Daryl. Welcome, jackass.